this whole tilt thing here that I've been doing this past year, I got the idea from Bilu. I'm not kidding.
Are we gonna keep on dividing? Are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Well, are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Well,
sound level.
Right,
So,
well,
I
have just put my camera on, Brad.
Yeah, I see the whiteboard there.
Oh, right, you can see it, good.
Who's Brian Mullen?
Who's Brian Mullen?
What?
You're gonna have to look into it. We can't. You can't explain who Brian Mullen is.
What a shame.
You won't tell me?
No, you just have to have a look.
Is it a secret?
No,
just a long
it's
story.
It's just a legend.
Okay. Legend.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you got on your whiteboard there?
Okay. Right.
Two lines that are going to intersect.
I'll give you the words right first. Euclid. Yeah.
It's a little shadowy, but
Yeah,
I'm sure he believes
can
you.
you see?
There, that looks very good now.
Yeah, Euclid. This is my
Elements.
copy of Euclid. My third copy, actually, because I keep getting old books and the pages keep falling apart because I keep...
That is an old book.
This one isn't as old as the old ones. I had an 1850 copy. Right, now this one, it says, right, it's a bit of a handful and a bit of a mouthful, right, but it says, if a straight line, that one, right, meets two straight lines, that one and that one, so as to make the two interior angles, right, on the same side of it taken together less than two right angles, these straight lines being continuously produced shall at length meet on the side on which the angles are less than two right angles.
That's less than two 90-degree angles, Brad.
Yeah. So
that makes sense.
Right, so these lines here, boom, boom, if we extended them, because that angle and that angle, yeah, that one and that one, because those two add up to less than 180, if we continued these lines, they would meet on that side. Yeah?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so would you not disagree with that then?
I don't disagree with that. No.
Okay, well that's what you call the fifth postulate.
Well, I have a question.
the one that you want to throw out.
I have a question.
Like so. No, wait a minute, Brad. Before you have a question,
something.
If that right now, let's say these two lines here, because we're still dealing in geometry and in reality. So we have one straight line, and these can't be proper or whatever. They're meant to be. If that is 90 degrees there, and that is 90 degrees there, obviously.
You got a little bit sloppy on that third angle on the right side.
It's just the right
parallel.
angle, right? You see that?
Yeah, they're parallel, right?
Okay, so if we take what it said, on the side where the two angles were less than 180, if we continuously extended them, which side would that be on?
Neither.
Okay, so what would happen if we continuously extended these lines?
They would remain parallel.
Okay, according to the book and according to the geometry.
I have a question for you then.
But it doesn't say parallel, does it? In that thing, in that postulate that we just went through, in the axiom that we just went through, it doesn't say parallel. It just says if a straight line meet two straight lines so as to make the two interior angles on the same side of it taken together less than two right angles, these straight lines being continuously produced shall at length meet on the side on which the angles are less than 2 right angles. But then when you go back, you see, to the definitions, within the definitions, number 35, it says, parallel straight lines are such as are in the same plane and which being produced ever so far both ways do not meet. That's the definition of parallel lines.
What postulate is that?
Which one?
The one you parallel lines.
That's the definition, sorry. It's just the definition.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, it's the last definition. The 35th. Final definition. Parallel line definition. So it's not that one that you call the parallel postulate, the one that you want to fight the flat earthers told you to get rid of. It works, it's true, and I can't see why anyone would want to get rid of it. Other than if you have a model, of course. Because like you said, Brad, it doesn't work on the model, so you need the model in order to get rid of the geometry, don't you?
I put a picture in debate discussion. Can you look at that?
Of course you can. Close that video.
I like science.
Oh, so it's just a hobby of yours.
There you go. You know Bob the science guy?
No.
You don't? You've never heard of Bob the science guy?
Tell me about him.
He does YouTube videos. Debunks the flat earth.
Is it debunkable? I suppose the flat earth would be debunkable.
Yeah.
The earth can't be flat.
Vertical.
Yeah.
Vertical measurements debunk flat earth, don't they?
Mm-hmm. And just an update really quick is I got a DM back from DP. It appears that he will not be joining us this evening.
Oh,
He says it's way late there. I'll tell him the guys are bummed out and see if we can coax him to come.
How about tomorrow?
He might
Very
be busy.
bummed out.
Yeah, like it's all right. It is all about DP, Brad. So there's no point us doing this without DP. Here.
Do you want me to ask him? Are you available tomorrow? I can line it up for tomorrow if you want.
There you go.
You're available
tomorrow.
What time?
I get home
Earlier?
about this time, 7.
Well, it's 1 o'clock where DP lives right now. AM.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, DP will be right for that one.
Unless I go on the weekend, you know. Like, I don't work Saturday.
Should I ask him for Saturday?
It's all right. Should be all right.
I work
tomorrow
long days. I work 6 to 6 here. 12-hour days.
What do you do for a living? I mean, if you don't mind.
I work in a factory.
Awesome.
What we do is we put adhesive on films so people can make labels with it. I'm just a lowly factory worker.
Science, Brad. Science. Come on. Don't
Science is
downplay yourself.
Science is my hobby. It's not my job.
Yeah, you must do some sort of science in your job, right?
No, yeah.
Just curious, Brad. It seems to be a common question that I hear often throughout this arena, but everybody wants to know everybody's education. Not that I put a lot of importance on that, but just curious, do you have any secondary education or just pretty much high school?
No, nope, I don't. I do not have any. Just high school.
Oh,
It's been a lot. It's been a lot of years. 35 years since I took any serious math classes or anything. So, I'm not too good at it.
What would your definition of math be, Brad? Just out of curiosity, too.
Math would be, addition.
Mm-hmm.
You get into algebra.
Those are functions of math. I agree. If someone said you had to define it though and didn't really know much about it, could you define it?
Oh, maybe solving problems with numbers, maybe.
Okay.
Calculating with numbers, or
would you consider counting math? Like if I said there's
Well,
3 elephants in the desert, would you consider that I mathed that?
it's not really a math. Yeah,
I agree.
counting I don't think is math. I was
Beautiful.
I was debating DP the other day. Do you use math in geometry?
All right.
And he kind of had me convinced maybe you don't. You know, maybe you do math problems, but the geometry separate.
Well,
It's like I didn't know if I believe that yet.
how
Kind of
how
on the
well do you
fence.
know Euclidean geometry, Brad?
Not very well. You know, I really never heard about it until I met Bev.
Mm-hmm. Would
When I
you?
went to school, I don't think they taught us Euclid. It's like we just learned geometry. Maybe at
Right.
one time the teacher said, "Hey, this is from Euclidean." Or,
Have you looked into Euclidean
yeah,
geometry since you've
yeah,
heard
I
Bev
have in
talk
the
about it?
last about week. I've been looking it up, like the
Any
postulates and axioms and all that. And
right? Any any new kind of? Have you had any new changes of
well,
appreciation for it? Let's say
kind of. I mean, you look. When did he write these books? What's the name of them? The not
Euclid.
yeah.
It's like
Not
300
sciences.
BC.
300 BC. That's a long
Yeah, or
time ago.
330 BC, something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, he figured out a lot of good stuff about lines and planes and circles and angles and you know.
Do you feel like it's a firm foundation in which he
Sure,
wrote?
sure. Like the first four postulates, they use that a lot today. The fifth, I might have problems with that.
Oh,
There's on my model that you can't use the fifth where
on your
lines,
model. But okay, this is a
parallel lines can't cross or something. What does the fifth say?
but this is an interesting comment you make. Can we go slow here for a second?
Sure,
I'd like to go
sure.
through this.
Back up if you wish.
Yeah, well, you said on your model you
Hmm.
can't really use the fifth postulate. Is that correct?
Yeah, because
But
like you guys say, your horizontals can't intersect, right? Isn't that have to do with like the fifth?
right, so do you think a horizontal, like according to the foundation in which Euclid laid out, a horizontal will not intersect,
Hmm.
right? Like parallel
True.
lines and parallel lines will not intersect, right?
Yeah, according to him, yeah.
Right. But
No, that's in the definitions, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you see, you have read it, right? Or you've at least had a look at it.
Yeah.
So you know.
But
Yeah, the last couple of days I was looking, I didn't get into it deep, just some descriptions online.
Right, but it starts off
of
with the
what?
definitions, right? It's because it's an axiomatic system,
Mhm.
right? So it starts
Yeah,
off
the axioms.
with nothing, and you build all the way through all of the definitions, and then you get to the postulates. Right, now the postulates are things that are granted. It says, let it be granted that. So they're the ones that are sort of, you can draw a straight line from this point to this point, and you can extend straight lines. You could draw a circle. Like things that, like let it be granted. It's like, you can draw a circle if you describe the centre and the distance from that centre. That's how you draw a circle. So,
Yeah.
well,
It's a lot of good stuff.
yeah, well, in the definitions get proved within the postulates, propositions.
would you not say too, Brad, that geometry isn't? It's not it's not dependent on a model. It just is. It's it's a foundation in which we can understand our reality in, right?
Sure.
So that's what I find that weird when a person says, well, we can't use that on our model, or it doesn't work with our model, or these kind of comments, because I understand that Euclidean geometry, that's your foundation, your foundational understanding of geometry. So if if it, in quotation marks, can't work on your model, then the foundation is solid. So would a person not consider looking at the model as the problem, not the foundation?
Do you believe in non-Euclidean geometry?
Well, that's an interesting question too, because you have fiction and nonfiction. To say non-Euclidean geometry, I mean, that's like saying, I don't know, do you not believe in cars? Because that's non-Euclidean geometry. It's a very vague thing to ask someone. What do you mean when you say non-Euclidean geometry?
I guess it would be geometry that doesn't follow Euclid 100%.
What does that even mean? So a geometry that doesn't follow the firm foundation of geometry. Do I believe in that? That's
Well,
that's
I
an
think
interesting
Euclid
question.
I think Euclid had a firm foundation of geometry, but then there's more that built on top of what he didn't do. You know, he
Well,
only knew so much at his time, and people after him added on to it,
Can,
added other stuff.
do the
You know,
additions that were added in quotation marks, do the additions that you say were added, do they conform to the foundation that was already laid? That's the
that's what I
question.
was.
oh
Yeah,
sure,
good,
yeah,
good point.
a lot of it does.
Do you
But
want to explain?
there's
Do you
stuff
want to?
that Euclid didn't know. You know, did he know the shape of the Earth when he was doing this? You know,
What? Once, once
did he
again, I
know
thought we
about
decided.
space?
I thought we had already decided though that geometry isn't dependent on any one's model. It's a foundation, right?
I know, but when you think about like a
Like, why do you keep?
sphere and a space and the galaxy and the universe, it's like,
A sphere
you
is
know,
described
it's
within Euclid, though, so he definitely knew about spheres, right?
Could could I cut in just for
yeah.
1 second? When he said it builds upon a foundation, when you some of the other non-Euclidean geometries actually cut away at the foundation, correct?
I couldn't tell you.
All of them do. That's why they're called non-Euclidean, because they're not Euclidean.
Hmm.
When you cut the foundation out, you got problems.
Yeah, I feel like that's the one of the things you're not you're not conceding to, is that we already have a firm, well-built foundation, and to add on to that foundation, I think is totally fine. But to rip a part of that foundation apart and say that you're going to replace it with a shaky ground, then I think that that's not such a wise choice to be making. Make sense, Brad?
Sure. I have a question for you. Do you believe in the universe?
What does that even mean?
Oh, I like that.
What do
That's
you
a good
what do
question.
you think the universe is?
What do you want to break it down and like really break it down? What do you think
Well,
it
I was
means?
wondering. Okay, a straight line goes on forever, right?
Well, yeah. What?
Well, it can.
So, does the universe go on forever,
Do you know what
or
I think it is? Right, uni. Do you know what uni is?
does it circle back on itself?
Do you know what
Uni
uni
is
is?
one.
One, right?
One.
What's
Verse.
One
uni?
verse. One verse.
What's
One.
verse? Like a word,
Right.
like the word. Huh. Have you ever heard of that before, Brad?
No. Oh.
The
One
word.
verse.
Have you never heard of
The
the
word.
word?
The word of
Well, the
Bev.
word. In the beginning, there was the word.
The word.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Well, that's the universe. Is the word. Everything comes from the word. That was there first.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about the word. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
you was.
talking
You
about. The
just
Oh.
said the
universe.
universe.
That's where the word universe comes from. Uni, like Bev was saying, it means one, and verse means word. Universe.
And that, you know what that word was, Brad?
Nope.
The original word.
Tell me about it.
Logos.
Oh,
Logos is
what is
the
it?
logic.
Okay.
Sort of geometry. The truth. One word. Logos, it's just there. It's not found. It's not anything. It is. It's logic. It's intrinsic. It's already there. Always existed. Always did. Not
So,
like
yeah.
not like wooey or anything like that. God sort of stuff. But I mean, this is the intrinsic. That is the only thing that you can ever go back to. To the most simplest form is the logic. It's the force
Well, we were
that
talking about
drives
the
everything.
universe.
Yeah, exactly.
We were talking about the universe, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think the universe goes on forever?
The word, yeah, it'll never end.
The universe, not the word universe. Space.
To me, it's the same thing. Well, to you, space. What is space? It's that thing inside your mind, right? Goes on forever.
It's not in my mind.
Yeah, of course it is. That's where your space is to you. You can't actually go there. You can't touch it or anything. It's in your mind. Just the same as the words. The words can make a story, and the story can take you to places in your mind.
I was looking up something today. Is it Mobius? Who's professor? Is it Mobius or
Yeah.
Modius? Or
Mobius.
How does that?
Mobius.
Yeah, Mobius. And I was looking at that shape, right? It's like an
Mobius
infinity
strip?
shape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. Doesn't it kind of fold back on itself or something like that?
Yep.
That's correct. A never-ending loop.
And I was wondering if the universe isn't like that.
Well,
It doesn't go on forever. It
will
just
say-
kind of loops
Well-
back.
It's been an ongoing joke in this arena for a while.
Oh, really?
You know who came up with that idea initially? I believe it was not Rumpus, but the other guy. Yeah, someone said it as a joke, but then it took a little, got more serious over time. Can't think of
Well,
the
we're
guy's name right now.
We're getting kind of out there. We were talking about Euclidean
Yeah,
geometry. But I was
Yeah,
thinking about lines that would go on
subject to
forever.
the universe.
Lines go on forever, but do they? How
Yeah.
does a
Second.
line go on forever?
Second postulate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A line goes forever.
That a terminated straight line may be produced to any length in a straight line. Any length.
But that's hard to imagine that something would go on forever and never stop. It's like, really? It's hard to imagine that.
It
It's
seems
just a
like you're,
concept.
Yeah.
you're focusing on the wrong part. I think, Brad, what they're trying to say is you can extend that line, as long as need be.
Sure. I take it to extremes. It's like, how can it go on forever? Just something I was thinking about today.
Well, you science guys seem to do that often, take things to the extreme all the time to take away from the truth of the comment.
Yeah, it does say any length. It doesn't say infinite. I mean, like, why would you need to make it an infinite line? That seems a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I like that you're looking into Euclid. When I seen you said you were looking into it, right? You said there's only 5 postulates, right?
Yeah.
I think you
that's
need
what
go and look at an earlier book because that's somebody's been messing around with that.
Oh, really? There's more than 5?
Yeah, well, I've got a book. There's 12
Wow.
axioms and 3 postulates.
So, I got a question. If I have to throw out 5, do I have to throw out 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? And all
No,
the
they've
rest
just
of them?
hidden them.
You
Yeah,
haven't
you-
shown
you
that
don't
you're
even
for
know they're
5
there,
yet
do you?
either.
Isn't that what Craig told you? You have to throw the 5th postulate out the window or something?
Who's Craig?
Fight the flat earth.
And what does he know?
More than I do.
You
He's
sure?
well educated.
No, you sure?
So
yeah,
if
he's
he
a
says
well
you have to
educated.
throw the
I'm not
5th
educated at
box,
all. I have a limited education.
Yeah.
So
don't
if
put
he says
yourself
you have
down,
to throw
Brad.
it out, you throw it out, no questions asked.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
When he said that, I had no idea what the fifth postulate was. It's like, you know,
Do you know
until
what it
the
is
last
right
couple
now?
days.
What is it?
It's like where two lines can't cross, or
Do you want
two
me to?
lines that have angles that
Do you want me to read it for
two
you,
parallel
Brad?
lines can't cross, or something along them lines.
Do you
Lines
think that?
can't.
Do you think parallel lines can cross at some point, Brad?
Mm, I
Do you want?
guess.
Do you want to? Do you want to have a look on a thingy on the video, just so I can show
Do you
you?
know by definition,
Because like in my
Brad, parallel lines do not intersect? Right?
can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Brad?
I can hear you guys. No
Has he
problem.
dropped?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're all coming through. I think he lost it.
Even when he's at home with his new mic, he has audio problems.
Uh-oh. Got a light.
Ooh. Is he trying to look at my camera?
I can see your camera loud and clear.
The
I'll-
circles is
I'll
like
be
a
right back.
cycle
I'm having
plate.
some issues here, so give me
Okay.
a
Come
minute.
on back.
We'll wait.
Yep.
Nice shirt, Bev.
Oh, yeah, you like it.
Nice. I like it. That's the new flavor.
What's the level?
The upgraded version.
Space Invader design.
Bruce Lee style with the yellow and black.
Yeah, it looks good. Oh, and it's got a. It's got what's his
Yeah, yeah.
name? The big whatever his last
Big
name
Big.
is there. The picture on the back.
Oh, Helgi's.
Yeah, Helgi, the big H. Yeah, I couldn't remember his name. Looks good. Do you wear those out in public, Bev?
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah.
You gotta. We're having a hard time hearing you a bit.
Yeah.
He's away from his mic.
Yeah,
There you go. I'm just
those lines don't look very parallel to me.
No.
yeah, but they're not meant to be, because I'll explain it when Brad comes back. Hopefully give a geometry lesson. Holy shit, what's going on with my camera?
So- I couldn't hear you earlier. Do you wear that shirt out in public?
Of course I do.
Do you get any comments on it or questions?
What, for having a t-shirt with a level on it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, but like, wow, look at that top. Where'd you get that from?
Yeah.
It's like it's a DP design.
Yeah. You don't get that yet?
No.
I think one day you will.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think so.
You'd be
I
like,
gotta go-
yo,
I gotta-
you're wearing a DP top, man.
I have,
You
to
know-
get, I have to get it in red and black.
Yeah, I gotta get a t-shirt too. Maybe this week I'll order one.
I got mine.
You got one?
Yeah, I'm Bev. Duh.
Nice.
Yeah.
DP never put it in the merch
I know he said he
merch
lost
section. I'll
DP
send
made
it
me a
again.
custom one, but I think I need a new custom one with some of the new material on it. I don't know. Maybe I should stick with the old one and it'll be kind of more like, be more valuable because it'll be old stuff that isn't made anymore.
I need to save up and get the hoodie.
That's what I like is hoodies.
I need my own on the level
Yeah,
hoodie.
your
That's
team
what I
top.
need. Yeah.
Just don't lock yourself out of your house, guys.
It's not going to happen again, my friend. I have a key hidden. Never. Those things only happen to this guy once. It'll never
Learn the hard
happen
way
again.
one time.
That's right.
The sun only shines on a dog's ass.
Hmm. So is that the Brian Mullins whiteboard there?
Sure is.
Summon the mullen.
Is it?
Does that
Does
is
it look
that
level?
the-
I mean, camera need to be sorted.
is
No.
that the
Like,
whiteboard?
Well, could be.
Can you-
I mean, I don't know. I
Can
can't
you
tell.
kick on the?
Can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, of course we can. Can
Welcome
you see?
back, Brad.
Oh,
Can
you
you
guys
see
are
my?
roboting really bad for me.
Well, then it's you.
Yeah.
Try resetting, Brad.
If you can kick on the laser, I can tell
Still
you if your
can't
camera's
hear you.
Try resetting your Discord, Brad.
Yeah, I'll try it again.
It might. Are you on Wi-Fi or something like that, Brad? It might be because I'm on my camera. It might actually
I'm trying to get. I'm getting closer to my Wi-Fi. Maybe that'll help.
Oh, you're getting better now.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Okay.
if you're on your phone, Brad, what I find too is if you're on your phone and you're close to Wi-Fi, it'll switch back and forth between Wi-Fi and your data, and it'll cause a lot of problems.
Yeah, I was catching about every other word you were saying. It's like that isn't working.
Right.
So,
Well,
I got a
I have
question.
just put my camera on, Brad.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, I see the whiteboard there.
Oh, right. You can see it. Good.
Who's Brian Mullen?
Who's Brian Mullen?
What?
You're gonna have to look into it. We can't. You
Oh,
can't
you-
explain who Brian Mullen is.
What a shame.
You won't tell me?
No, you
It's
just
a
have to
long
have a
story.
look.
Is it a secret?
No.
No, just a
No,
long
it's just
story.
It's just a legend.
Okay. Legend. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you got on your whiteboard there?
Okay. Right.
Two
Well,
lines that are going to intersect.
I'll give you the words right first. Euclid. Yeah.
It's a little shadowy, but
Yeah.
I'm sure he believes
Can
you.
you see?
There, that looks very good now.
Yeah, Euclid. This is my
Elements.
copy of Euclid. My third copy, actually, because I keep getting old books and the pages keep falling apart because I keep.
That is an old book.
losing it. This one isn't as old as the old ones. I had an 1850 copy. Right now, this one it says
wow.
right. It's a bit of a handful and a bit of a mouthful, right? But it says if a straight line, that one, right, meets two straight lines, that one and that one, so as to make the two interior angles, right, on the same side of it taken together less than two right angles, these straight lines being continuously produced shall at length meet on the side on which the angles are less than two right angles.
That's less than two 90-degree angles, Brad.
Yeah. So
That makes sense.
right, so these lines here, boom, boom, if we extended them, because that angle and that angle, yeah, that one and that one, because those two add up to less than 180, if we continued these lines, they would meet on that side. Yeah?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so would you not disagree with that then?
I don't disagree with that. No.
Okay, well that's what you call the fifth postulate.
Well, I have a question.
The one that you want to throw out.
I have a question.
Like so.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
well,
put-
no, wait a minute, Brad. Before you have a question,
Something.
if that right now, let's say these two lines here, because we're still dealing in geometry and in reality. So we have this time we have one straight line, and these can't be proper or whatever. They're meant to be. If that is 90 degrees there, and that is 90 degrees there, obviously.
You got a
Right.
little bit sloppy on that third angle on the right side.
It's just the right
Parallel.
angle, right? You see that?
Yeah, they're parallel, right?
Okay, so if we take what it said, on the side where the two angles were less than 180, if we continuously extended them, which side would that be on?
Neither.
Okay, so what would happen if we continuously extended these lines?
they would remain parallel.
Okay, according to the book and according to the geometry.
I have a question for you then.
But it doesn't say parallel, does it? In that thing, in that postulate that we just went through, in the axiom that we just went through, it doesn't say parallel. It just says if a straight line meet two straight lines so as to make the two interior angles on the same side of it taken together less than two right angles, these straight lines being continuously produced shall at length meet on the side on which the angles are less than two right angles. But then when you go back, you see, to the definitions, within the definitions, number 35, it says, parallel straight lines are such as are in the same plane and which being produced ever so far both ways do not meet. That's the definition of parallel lines.
What postulate is that?
Which one?
The one you parallel lines.
That's the definition, sorry. It's just the definition.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, it's the last definition. The 35th. Final definition. Parallel line definition. So it's not that one that you call the parallel postulate, the one that you want to fight the flat earthers told you to get rid of. It works, it's true, and I can't see why anyone would want to get rid of it. Other than if you have a model, of course. Because like you said, Brad, it doesn't work on the model, so you need the model in order to get rid of the geometry, don't you?
I put a picture in debate discussion. Can you look at that?
Of course you can. Close that video. Okay. Wow, is that Jeff's?
Yeah, that was Jeff's from Twitter.
Yeah, it's pretty handwriting that, isn't it? Almost
Is there
looks
any
like a
problem with
girl's,
that?
doesn't it, Brad? Does it look like a girl's handwriting?
He has really nice handwriting.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call him a girl.
Right, okay.
But is there any problem with that
Yeah,
model that he drew?
he's put horizontal, and it's not horizontal.
But it is.
It's not, because there's another one that's local horizontal also.
Yeah, see, that's...
And that one, he's got plumb line as well, that like an extension of that radius. I mean, that's ridiculous. He's got another plumb line. So he's got two extensions of radiuses that he's called plumb lines. Absolutely crazy. And then at the bottom of those, he's got some that he's marked horizontal that aren't even horizontal. So, yeah, I'd say that's a bit crazy, that.
See, that's my model.
But because Jeff, that one that Jeff's give you, that one is your model.
Yeah.
That's a circle.
No matter where you go, you can have your...
That's not a model. Don't tell me Jeff has drawn a circle and you think that's the model that you live on, Brad.
It's a representation of it.
It's not. It's a circle.
But does that go against Euclid's fifth postulate? That picture?
No. No, because there's no parallel lines on it, is there?
So horizontals can...
No,
cross.
that they are not horizontals at all. In any way, shape, or... They're not. They're not. No. He's labelled that and wrote horizontal and plumb line on a few lines there, right? That does not make them either plumb vertical or horizontal level lines. It doesn't.
To me, they're vertical and horizontal.
Well, they're not, are they?
Yeah, they are.
No. They're extensions of radiuses and tangents. They're not vertical and they are not horizontal. They're not even in the vertical or horizontal position.
No matter where you go on the globe, you can drop a plumb line and it'd be vertical. It doesn't have to be on the top.
Yeah,
It could be on the bottom
it's
of
a
the
really
globe.
basic test there. For children are introduced to horizontal lines in year 3, it says. How many horizontal lines does that arrow have? It says there. How many horizontal lines does this shape have?
This one has 2 written on it.
Yeah, it says at the bottom, doesn't it? It says the answer is 2. Can you see which lines are horizontal on that arrow?
On that arrow. Not sure what you're talking about.
It's the one right underneath your picture that you've done.
I got another one for you.
Can you see that though?
Wait. Beth, ask him again. Which
Yeah.
lines are horizontal?
Yeah. Which one's on that?
Are they
Because
labeled?
it
I don't
says-
think they're labeled. Point
No, they're
A,
not. It says the answer is 2. Can you tell us which 2
From-
lines on that arrow are horizontal?
Okay. The one says local horizontal from point A.
No.
And the other
On
one
the
says
one
local
underneath,
horizontal
on that one
from
underneath,
point
it says children are introduced to horizontal lines in year 3. They
Oh,
may be
you're looking
asked
in
to
debate discussion.
recognize them in a shape. For example,
Okay. I get you. I wasn't looking at debate discussion. Okay, now I'm looking at it. Children are interested in this maybe. That shape has 1, 2, 2.
and which ones are they? Which 2 horizontal lines are they?
It'd be the one on the left upper and the left lower.
Okay, so they're both parallel and they run from left to right across the page.
Did you see the picture I just put in there?
Can you see the way that they're not? You didn't go to the ones at the pointy end of it, did you? For horizontal, the ones that meet at right angles. Because if you looked at the horizontals on your one and you extended them, they would meet at like an arrow point, wouldn't they?
Sure.
Yeah. So, but that's not what you said on the arrow, is it? So why on the picture of your model can you have the 2 horizontals meeting at a point,
It's just what happens.
but not in that
So-
one where it's for children in year 3?
Well, yeah, that's a flat arrow. We don't live on a flat arrow.
Yeah, but that's
But did you-
how they teach children horizontal lines.
Did you see the picture I just put in there of point A, B, and C with the stick figures?
Yeah.
That's how I envision you think my model looks like.
What do you mean your model?
The sphere.
Yeah, that's what a sphere would look like. If that's a sphere,
People on the bottom would fall off.
yeah, they would.
That's not
wouldn't
even
they?
a sphere.
They would though.
That's
wouldn't
not
they?
even a sphere. That's a circle.
It's
Yeah.
a circle, yeah.
Yeah, you've got to imagine it as a sphere though for Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Brad,
that is what would happen, wouldn't it? If you
That's
had
what
a
you
big
think.
if you had a big massive sphere, and do you think you could walk all the way around it, or do you think you'd fall off it like that?
Well, you do. Who was that lady I was talking to from Australia? She was in
Why are you
there.
going off in the weeds?
I think the first time I
She
was
here?
in there.
Paige,
Hello?
Paige. She was in Australia, which is the bottom. And do you
What?
think she was like hanging with her hands, or was she standing up?
what do I think, Paige? I think Paige was stood up. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, I don't
You
think
wouldn't-
Paige was on the bottom of a ball.
No matter where you go on the globe,
You do.
your feet touch the globe. You could be upside down, and your feet would be on the globe.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a
Does that
question.
make sense?
I'm gonna ask you a silly question, and I'm telling you it's silly. So no matter how far you drive, is the ball rolling? Is it rolling up under your feet, or you just falling?
Is it rolling under my feet? I guess it depends upon what direction you're driving, huh?
No. So let's go back. What is a straight line to you? How about that?
A straight line is
Mhm.
something that connects 2 points and goes on forever.
2 straight lines?
A straight line. It connects 2 points.
No. 2 straight lines.
2 straight lines.
Yeah,
What about 2 straight lines?
2 straight lines are running opposite of each other, but they're running 90 degrees upon each other. Would they ever touch?
If it's just 90 degrees, yeah. It'd
No.
be parallel? No, perpendicular.
Parallel, yes. No, parallel.
190 degrees is just perpendicular.
Mhm.
You said 2 lines
All right.
at 90 degrees. That would be perpendicular.
Yeah, right angles.
Everybody know what a right angle is.
Right?
I, I got a quick question for Brad too, if I could.
Go ahead.
Brad, is there a difference between parallel lines or perpendicular lines and tangents?
Is there a difference between perpendicular and tangent? Well, what's the definition of tangent?
Why don't you tell me your definition of a tangent?
I really don't have one.
Do you not?
I would say it's where a line touches a curve.
Kind of like the horizontal on that picture.
No.
Would be tangent, right?
No. Just a second, I didn't look at the picture.
Pretty sure tangent and horizontal
would
are
be-
different things.
Yeah.
You have your vertical.
You mean
Your
the
perpendicular-
line that you've labelled horizontal is a
Would
tangent?
be a tangent.
Yeah.
That would be a tangent, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the
That's the
definition of
definition.
tangent? What is the actual definition of tangent?
Do you want me to give you it here?
Sure.
Right, I mean,
you probably know it off.
it's not actually called a tangent, right, in Euclid. We have to go to book 3 because that's where the circles start, right? Particularly, the book 3 is the book of circles. So, and the second definition says a straight line is said to touch a circle when it meets the circle and being produced does not cut it. Right, so it doesn't go inside the circle, because that would turn it into a chord. So it
That'd be a chord.
just touches it. It's a straight line that just touches the edge.
What is this pretty picture you just posted, Brad?
That is level is a straight line on a horizontal plane. Hey,
Okay.
That's what you're trying to say there. Level is a straight line on a horizontal plane.
Yeah, that's where I said to you, Brad, when you said that to me and showed me that picture, I said,
do you need it?
that's a nice picture, and it explains very well definition 35, which is parallel lines, and the 12th axiom, which is the what you call a parallel postulate, the one that Fight the Flat Earth wants to go out, because you've got 90 degrees there.
That's what I was talking to DP about. His view is level is a straight line on a horizontal plane.
Yep.
And I tell them, that's not a worldview. That's a definition. You know, I believe that too. I believe level is a straight line on a horizontal plane. Because B, in that picture, B is supposed to be a horizontal plane, right?
Yeah, if that's what you want to depict that be as, yeah.
A is parallel to B.
Yeah. As denoted by the
Level.
right angles.
It's level to B. So A is a straight line.
Well, if
on a
they are
horizontal
both,
plane.
they are both parallel. So because of the donate, you've marked them as having right angles, right? So that means they are perpendicular to that straight line. So they are parallel. Now, if you say that B is horizontal, then A would also be horizontal, wouldn't it? The fact that the circle is there, it is irrelevant, right? B is horizontal, therefore A is parallel to it, so therefore A is also horizontal.
Yeah, don't even look at the circle for now.
I'm not. Yeah,
so
it's irrelevant.
A is a straight line. It's level on a horizontal plane. Correct?
Well, no, you said B. You said B was horizontal, and A is parallel to it. So, by logic and deductive reasoning, because it's geometry, right? Then A would have to be also horizontal. If B is horizontal, A is parallel to it, then A would also have to be horizontal.
That's why I was telling DP that works on my model too. Level is a straight line on a horizontal plane. But if you envision the circle down below would be our globe, it works on the globe too.
Well, you see, if you were to tilt,
it works on my model.
If you were to tilt that circle around either to the left or right, then would you think that those lines would still be horizontal?
Yep.
Well,
no matter what direction you turn it, it doesn't have to be on the top. I just put it on top.
Well, that works, like, because that one line that's a bit deceitful, that, right, of you, Brad? Because that is like a vertical line, and then you've got perpendicular to a vertical line is a horizontal line. So when you say that one's horizontal, because that's like them, you know, the horizontal lines that we just did earlier with that arrow for the year 3 children. I mean, they were the two lines that you called horizontal, didn't you?
Sure.
Well, they're just the same as those, aren't they?
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
But do you see
that's why
I'm
they
saying...
can be horizontal then, can't they? I mean, it's fine that they are horizontal because they're running from left to right across the page, like horizontal does. But you can't tilt it because it won't be horizontal then.
Sure, it would be.
No, it won't. It will have an angle to the horizontal. There will be an angular difference.
You could turn that 45 degrees, it would still be horizontal.
45 degrees from what, Brad?
From where it is now. Just
45 degrees from horizontal or vertical. It's weird that you said 45 because 45 is 45 degrees from vertical and also 45 degrees from horizontal. The two reference frames. So that 45 that you said works from either.
See, the way I look at it, horizontal doesn't have to be on top of the ball. It could be on the bottom. It could be on the side. No matter where you go.
No, it can't be on the side. It could be on the bottom or on the top of a ball.
I guess that's where we're going to have to agree to disagree because that's not the way I look at it.
Well, can you show me any level that can be level whilst having an angular difference from horizontal, please?
Oh, no.
Or a vertical that can be vertical but have an angular difference from a vertical. Anywhere, in any reference, in any practical thing, either you can use practical, you can use anything that has a source that says there is an angular difference between horizontals or verticals. Anything other than 90 degrees, or like an angular difference between a horizontal. So you can measure, like I say, a 1 or 2 degree angle from the horizontal to the next horizontal. If you want to disagree, Brad, then please can you have a go at disagreeing and give us something other than your imaginings, or some pictures that some dodgy surveyors have drawn for you.
Dodgy, huh?
Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, definitely. Did you
watch his debate
I watched a bit of it.
with the main surveyor? That was pretty good.
Was it?
Yeah. I think Austin ought to stick to rapping.
Well, what do you think? What do you think of a surveyor that says plane surveyors have to take in curvature into account?
Well, they do.
Where does it say that?
I think it's right in their auto levels or their total stations. Doesn't it automatically correct for curvature?
No.
I think that's what he was saying.
Plane surveyors. Have you ever looked up at anything for plane surveyors? I'll do it now. I'll just do a quick search. Plane.
Do you have a citation, Brad?
I have no.
Or are you
citation.
just going by what one man said on the internet?
Not one man. I have several.
Civil engineering terms. Is that good? Yeah. Can you
go for it?
I'll give
what
you.
What do you got?
I'll get you a screenshot. This is the beginning of it. I mean, you can have a look at it yourself. Copy, but I mean, like, you don't just take my word for it. I'm gonna put it in here, and then I'm gonna also link a bit what Jeff said last night. So do you want to read that out while I'm finding this video that Jeff did?
Looks like Autismo wants to join in too.
It says,
Did you want to read that, Brad? You want me to read it?
Give me just
sure.
a minute.
Cool.
Let Brad go.
They're talking about small areas where the curvature wouldn't affect anything.
But what
Yeah,
does
do you
it
see
what
what
does
the
it say though?
definition-
Please.
What's it the definition of, Brad?
The curvature of the Earth is not taken into account.
What's it the definition of, Brad?
Plane survey.
Okay.
There. Now you can continue with what it says.
I've put a clip in there as well. If you
Hey,
want
there
to,
we go.
do you want to have a listen to that? I'll click it on mine so we can.
Okay, Austin, if you don't mind, I'd like to address where you talked about plane surveying. Plane surveying is not flat. Plane surveying uses the 8 inches times the mile squared formula to correct their elevations due to curvature.
Did you hear that?
Plane surveying is not flat, is what he said.
Yeah. What does it say on that thing up there?
So where did you get that definition?
The civil engineering. It was the first one when I put in plane surveying, and it said it was called civil engineering. Do you want me to get you the civil engineering terms? Look, I'll get
Not
it.
really. I'd rather not discuss surveying. I don't know that much about it. So
Well, it's the practical use of Euclidean geometry. So
Well,
it's
the
sort
problem
of-
is, sorry, Bev. I just wanted to say, Brad, you keep bringing up, you trust the main surveyor and what he says and whatnot, but you don't want to talk about surveying. But seems like it would be wise to do some research in the area for yourself.
sure, yeah. I plan on it.
Well, you should start with the definition of plane surveying. They've dropped the
about-
link so you can check it for yourself.
That's only one of the links. I mean, check it out for yourself. I mean, most of them, or all of them, in fact, every one of them will say that there is no curvature taken into account and the Earth is classed as a plane, like flat. A plane is a two-dimensional surface. That's a flat surface, right? And because it's horizontal, it's a horizontal plane. It's in that particular position.
It
Now-
is in the word plane surveying, right?
It
That
is.
it's a plane.
Yeah. What would you think of a surveyor that like directly goes against what the civil engineering manual says?
Is that what you do?
What? I spot frauds. Yeah, I do. I do it all the time.
Oh, I thought you were the fraud.
Really? I'm not the one that's gone against what the plane surveying. I mean, like all of the definitions and all of the anywhere. I mean, the civil engineering terms. I didn't write that for you just then. I just went to it. Go and find another one. Go and look for one yourself. See if you can find one that backs what Jeff says in that clip.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll look it up and I'll talk to Jeff tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And look for me on Twitter. I'll
Yeah,
I'll
we'll do.
message you.
Me on Twitter.
We'll do. You come back tomorrow and then we can do the full model thing.
Sure. And I'll look into surveying.
Just curious, why do you always go back to Jeff? Is there nobody
Well-
else you can talk to, or any place else you can do the research for this stuff?
Well, I'm on a Twitter group. We're in a Twitter thread or whatever, and he's in there. He's in there all the time. So
Oh,
I can easily
Brad,
message him.
is that another thread, or are you talking about the troll thread?
I don't know if it's a troll thread.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
the one-
That's definitely not. No, Brad.
You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
I always message you on it.
Yeah, that thread though, Brad. I when I first came here, I was looking for the worst of the worst people that got triggered by the strangest things.
And that's,
I didn't. Yeah, I'm not here because flat Earth, right? I'm here to help my son, and I'm here because I met somebody who challenged me, Brad, right? And I then had to go and find the proof for myself that level is horizontal, which I have. I found it, right? But I'm not here, and I'm not in that thread to learn anything apart from how vile and horrible people can be. Brad, that's the only reason I'm in that Twitter thread. I'd advise
Okay,
you
well,
not to. Don't take anything that any of those people say seriously. They're not going to help you, Brad. They will mess you up. You will come out this as a horrible person if you start taking what they do and think what they say to people as being anything genuine. And please don't go with what they do. They're horrible trolls in there, Brad. And you won't learn anything from them. Like I've just proved that Jeff writes that he says he goes against things. I mean, how can plane surveying take a curve into account? How you can't have a curved plane, Brad? That's ridiculous, isn't it?
I'll do some research. Yeah, you don't have a curved plane, but I'm going to do some research and I'll get back to you on that point. I really can't talk about it. I don't know anything about it. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I suggest don't go running straight to the, what's his name, Jeff? Why don't you do some research yourself before you talk to him?
How about George? I like George.
Why don't you do some
And that
research
Chuck-
yourself?
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely.
You know, I hear this name Jeff and George all the time from people. I encourage
Jesse?
people, yeah, Jesse too.
No, Jesse's
And
gone.
I encourage
hasn't he?
people to make some phone calls to their local surveyor and ask these simple questions. What does plane surveying mean? To a reputable company that
Yeah.
has no dog in this fight.
You ever hear of Larry Scott?
Yep.
who is Larry Scott? He was on Jose JG today.
Yeah,
I
do
don't
you,
know. who
I
he is.
do you reckon
I
we
had
should have
never
a
heard of
chat
him.
with him?
Yeah,
Brad.
I think he should.
Oh, yeah, I think he should as well.
I was trying to find him. I don't know. He doesn't apparently have a YouTube channel.
He commented on
Right.
one of the videos we did earlier today, Larry. So hopefully we can get him in here and have a chat, because he's meant to be a surveyor, isn't he, Brad?
Yeah, he is a
Yeah.
surveyor. Yeah.
Well, would you have some questions for him?
Yeah, if I can get a hold of him, I don't know
Yeah.
how to.
We'll see if we can
I
get
was
him
trying
in
to
here.
find out. Apparently, he doesn't have a website or a YouTube page. I can't find anything about him.
Can I ask you a question, Brad?
Sure.
What do you got against about calling a local surveying company and asking surveying questions to them?
I could do that.
Don't bring up shape of the earth or anything like that. Just
Mhm.
ask, hey, what's the difference between geodetic surveying and what's the other name? Plane
Plane
surveying.
surveying. You
Right.
think they'd answer my questions or tell me?
I know they'll answer your question.
Wow.
I've logged almost a dozen phone calls to surveyors myself.
Oh, really?
They're pretty eager to answer your questions, actually. So far, I haven't come across a guy that wasn't eager to answer my questions. You know something else they tell me?
What do
You
they tell
can transfer a horizontal plane over a mile with an auto level easily. I mean, it's labor intensive because you have 16 stops, but it's not a problem to do it accurately.
I kind of want to do it. I want
I think you
to
should
recreate.
look into it.
I want to recreate Bev's test.
Why not?
Hey,
It'd
gods.
be neat. The only thing is, I don't have an auto level, and I don't have the money to hire somebody to do it. So, I'm
Gods,
kind
do you
of
reckon
thinking,
you
how can I
could-
get this done?
You reckon you could get Larry in and Brad as well at the same time, and then we can have a chat about surveying and stuff? That'd be great, wouldn't it? Brad, would you like that?
That'd be great.
Yeah, yeah. What do you reckon,
Well,
I've never
gods?
talked to a real surveyor.
Well, you do have Google, right?
Sure.
Well, wherever you live. Are you in Canada, by the way, or are
No.
you in American? Oh, you're
Nebraska.
American, okay.
I was
I
talking to
didn't- yeah.
somebody. They're from Lincoln. Who was the Lincoln guy?
But
First-
anyhow,
The first time I was on this debate discussion, there was a guy from Lincoln.
all
which
you
is
have
from
to
Nebraska.
do, Brad, it's very simple. I'll give you some simple instructions to follow if you'd like. You open up Google and you do a search. Whatever county you're in or whatever, you search land surveyors, put the county behind it, and companies will come up. You pick a company, you look at the phone number, you call them during business hours, ask to speak to somebody that does surveying, ask your questions. Simple.
All right, I might do that tomorrow. I get a minute.
Like I said, I have almost a dozen phone calls logged.
Well, I'm eager to learn. I want to learn about everything, So
Why do you think the
Tomorrow
main
I'm gonna-
surveyor... Let me ask you this. Why would the main surveyor say that plane surveying takes curvature into consideration? What would be the purpose of that? When, if you call a surveyor, they'll tell you they don't.
I'm really not sure. I could ask him. I'll ask him tomorrow.
Oh, I'm sure you
What he
will.
meant. What he meant by that statement, and he'll answer me.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
Maybe Bev could ask him. He's in that thread.
He doesn't answer me. None of them do. You know what they're
What?
like. Yeah, they
Sly,
can't answer.
Sly does. Sly answers you all the time.
For what?
What is up with you and Sly? What happens there?
Sly's got a test for bending water. He's got a test that over a mile, 16, 100 meter water levels. So it's sort of like our test, right?
I thought he did that already.
No, he tried it earlier, but he messed it up that badly that it was leaking all over the place, and he couldn't even find where the leaks were. It was that bad.
Yeah, I think he even made a video saying
Yeah.
as such. Yeah, he didn't do well.
I watched a video. It was like the results or something, and it was just terrible.
Yeah.
It's like not produced well.
So he was meant to be doing it again, and I thought, well, seeing as we've got, tests that are pretty similar, we should get together and have a chat, and we can sort out, and we can help each other and all of that sort of stuff. But Sly just went into a. You've seen what he's like. He can't come and have a chat about this. He can't do anything like that.
You guys need to just make up, apologize to each other, and say, "Yeah, I'm not going to be doing
I've
that
got nothing
anymore."
to apologise to him for. He's the one that's publicly saying I'm a doxer.
Hey, do you know Rumpus?
Yeah, he came in here the other day.
Oh, really? What
Yeah.
kind of test is he doing? He was talking about doing some big test, and he wants to make a big production out of it.
Yeah.
What's he test?
He seems more concerned about the production than he does the test.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's I don't know.
He was on Jose JG today too, I think.
Oh, yeah, Rumpus. Oh, this is a good one.
They had a good one. George was on there. You should watch that video.
How long have you been in this circle for, Brad?
Not very long.
What's not very long?
Let's see. Maybe under a year.
Oh, I'm gonna have to start putting all of these into the onto the website.
So these characters aren't new to you then?
Well, I kind of met Bev. What was it, about a month ago? You were on MC Tunes channel.
McDunes.
That's kind of when I started looking into Bev's test and everything, and what it's all about.
And what have you learned since you started looking into it?
Well, what I couldn't believe is like Bev is really good into geometry and everything, and how he can't get the globe model right or something like along them lines. He can't understand the sphere. And somebody that knows geometry that well, you'd think would understand that. So that's kind of what drew my interest. It's like,
what makes you say that he can't understand it?
Well, he thinks on my model that people on the bottom would fall off. That's just ridiculous. How can a well-educated person think that way?
So you think you can't understand it?
Yeah. I'm sure. I'm really not sure if he knows what horizontal is yet.
Oh,
that's just my idea, my thoughts.
Sorry, did I miss that then? Did you say you don't think that I know what horizontal is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like I said, when you turn the circle 1/4 turn, it wouldn't be horizontal, but it still would be.
Yeah, you think that though.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think
that's the globe
a
model.
Horizontal line can still be horizontal while it not being horizontal.
I'll have to figure out why you don't think it is. Why does it have to be on the top of the circle?
Because that's what that's what horizontal is.
It's perpendicular to the vertical.
I think you still.
It doesn't say top.
You need to understand tangents better, I think.
No. It's vertical and horizontal that he doesn't understand.
Well, it seems like he thinks every tangent is horizontal.
Yeah, that's what I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's because he believes that a horizontal can have a tilt, right?
Mm-hmm.
No,
not
really.
What do you mean no? It's got to have a tilt. Look at the circle.
It doesn't have a tilt.
No, horizontal doesn't have a tilt. That's the whole point. That's what I'm saying.
No.
You're saying it has got a tilt.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying no matter where you go on the Earth, you can create a vertical, and it will go towards the center of the Earth.
Oh, it would.
It could be on the bottom.
It would be perpendicular to horizontal, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Perpendicular to the vertical, yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh,
That was my dog.
Someone's haunted door. Oh, I thought it was a door.
That's my doggie. She wants some attention.
Right, so you don't think that horizontal can have a tilt then?
No.
A horizontal
It has
has
to
to
be-
stay, both ends of the horizontal have to stay neither higher
has to
nor
be-
lower than the other ends of it.
Sure. Perpendicular to the vertical line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At all points on it, yeah?
At all points on it.
Yeah, because
You
a
mean like
horizontal
a plane?
line can have a perpendicular to it at any point, any way along the line, right?
Sure.
Yeah. So a horizontal line is a line that at either end can have be neither higher nor lower, right? And then at any point along that line, which is infinitely long, I mean, you've just said that it could have a perpendicular. So perpendicular to horizontal is called, it's the vertical, right?
I'm going to throw another picture in discussion for you. Let's see. Can you see debate discussion?
Yep.
You sure do like your pictures.
There you
Yeah.
go.
He's been doing some good drawing. We did this one last night with
Yeah.
Drizzle.
That's my idea. A, B, C, and D are all horizontals. A is a vertical, B is a vertical, C is a vertical, D is a vertical.
Those lines aren't even straight.
I know, it was the way I take the picture, it distorts it.
Have you got a
When I drew
compass,
it-
Brad?
No,
Oh, you should really get yourself a compass set, right? And then you'd be able to actually make right angles and all that. You'd be able to.
sure.
you-
You get the idea what I'm trying to say with the picture, though, right? It doesn't have to be exactly 90 degrees or a straight line. When
Well,
I take
it does.
the picture,
If you're
it
doing
distorts
proper
it.
geometry, then yeah, it does really help if it is actually right angles, right? Because it makes a difference when you're looking at it. Certain people that have been working in the trade like gods looked at that and went, "That's not right." And like you can see it, you can look at it and go, "That's not right."
But when you look at that, you think A is a vertical, right? And
Well,
and
no,
the
no.
line-
I see a piece of paper with some letters on it, right? I know that piece of paper is a picture somewhere, right? So I don't see, I don't actually see a horizontal and a vertical on that paper. You have to tell me what you are trying to represent on that paper, because I know, because I work in reality, that a horizontal is only horizontal in reality, right? It's you actually have to position something in reality to make it horizontal. The same as a plumb line, right? You have to actually make it vertical to be able to call it a vertical. I'm very literal like that.
This is a model of reality. It's not actual.
It's not a model of reality.
But-
It's a picture of a circle with some lines on it.
Piece of paper. Yeah.
But my point was, you only envision like point A and the line coming off of A is horizontal, and nothing else.
No,
And
C would be horizontal as well, because that would be parallel to it, right?
How
I
about
still
B?
work in geometric terms, and if the line is parallel to it, then if one of them you're going to call horizontal, then the one parallel to it will also be horizontal. Same as the one DB across the center, right?
How
Now
about
you
just-
couldn't actually cut that through a sphere, so that wouldn't be there. But I mean, you put the line on the paper, so yeah, that would be horizontal too. They're all parallel.
How about A and B?
What do you mean A and B?
A and B, they're both horizontals.
What like? See, you've just.
That'd be
What do you mean by A and B? It's an arrow pointing
I
to.
know. I didn't label them, but the perpendiculars to A and B.
You didn't label them, or is this not your picture actually? Have you got somebody else to draw you a picture?
I drew it.
So you did label it then?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't label the lines, the horizontal lines.
Yeah, that's
It's hard
pretty bad. It's hard to
to
tell which line you're talking about, isn't it?
Sure.
Maybe you should go back and work on your
Yeah,
pictures.
you just
Brad.
yeah, try
Maybe
and label
tomorrow,
them a
sure.
bit better.
Maybe
I'm
tomorrow
not so
when I'm
sure
at work,
they
I'll do that.
represent reality. I'm not so sure they represent reality, Brad.
That's my reality, I guess.
Do you think that
that's what he's coming here to
different
do
people-
with DP? We don't want to. I don't want to ruin it, but yeah, give you some pointers.
Yeah, DP. I don't think he's happy at me.
No, he's busy. He'd be doing something tonight. He'd be all right.
He's in chat. He's
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
1
know.
o'clock
He
his
can't
time.
come in.
Probably people sleeping or something at his house.
Maybe a little bit of real world reality would help a little bit. Water level.
No, I don't like.
So I'm just curious, Brad. I've heard you talk quite a bit tonight, and
sure.
when Bev tries to talk about just simple geometry, you continually bring it back to, well, that's the way it would work on my model, or that's not the way my model works. I'm just curious, like, Bev's just talking about geometry. Do you think when, we're in school, we're in grade 6 or high school or any time throughout school, when the teacher starts talking about geometry, there's ever a student that says to the teacher, well, that's not the way my model works?
I doubt it.
Right.
Because they're just learning.
Yeah, they're just learning what geometry is. You're right. And they don't talk about the model of the earth when they're learning about geometry. Right?
Are you there?
Yeah. Did you not hear
Oh,
me?
okay. Yeah, I heard you.
I said they are learning geometry. And when they're learning geometry, they don't reference it to a model of the earth.
Let's say no more than the teacher already.
Pardon me?
If you're in a subject, you know more than the teacher and they're teaching you wrong, or you would go, I don't think so because I know more than you.
Okay,
Which
wait,
don't really.
what do you say? Wait, slow down. What are you saying right now? That you know more than a teacher now, and the teacher has taught geometry wrong?
No, that's what you would need to know to correct the teacher. You would think you'd have to know more than the teacher. But when you're in school, you don't know more than the teacher.
I see. So when when Bev talks about geometry, you're demonstrating you know more than him about it by trying to correct him.
I'm not saying that.
Continually saying that doesn't match your model.
Yeah.
Well, what are you saying?
I've always said that Bev knows a lot about geometry. He's really good at it.
So
what about
yeah, but you
actual surveying
continually
as well, Brad?
I can't comment on that.
Do you know more? What do you know about surveying?
I know very little, and I don't know your qualifications, so I really can't discuss it. I can't tell you what you know about surveying and what I know about surveying. I know nothing. Very little.
I have land surveying qualifications.
Anyhow,
Did you know that,
here.
Brad?
Yeah, I've heard you had like
Okay.
a 2-year class or something like that. Sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to leave. I have to go pick up my son. So
Sweet.
been a nice conversation.
Yeah, sweet. I hope to see you tomorrow then. We're back with
Sure.
DP.
Any questions before I head out?
Yeah, then you're gonna bring that other guy with you tomorrow. What's his name?
Larry, we'll see. See if we can get hold of him, right?
Yeah, I don't
Brad
know.
doesn't know Larry. We're
I don't know
going to
where
have to do that, Gods.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No doubt. He
I'd
should.
like
He
to
should
talk to
do though,
Larry.
shouldn't he, Brad? I mean, that'd be.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We'll see what we can
get
do.
in contact with him. Yeah.
And I'm gonna look up surveying,
Plane surveying. Brad.
plane surveying. That's my homework.
Yeah. There's been lots of definitions posted in the chat.
Yeah,
I would say at least 3 or 4.
I'll go check on them.
Yeah.
I think I'll watch that. Did you watch all of that? Main Surveyor.
Yeah.
Did you watch it all? Did you?
Yeah. Like I said, Austin ought to stick to rapping. He's kind of like a rapper that Austin Whitsitt gets it.
Oh, how come you go by his first name?
I don't know. It's easier. Whitsitt gets it. It's hard for me to say. So I call him Austin.
Okay.
But he knows a lot of good words and he can talk really fast. He's like an auctioneer. You know? That's what it seems like.
Do you reckon the information goes in, Brad? Or...
The information goes in where?
Like when he's firing or whatever he's doing, because he does talk really fast. You're right.
Oh yeah.
How much did you learn?
Half of it, I think, is nonsense. About a quarter of what he's saying isn't right. So it's like, and he just keeps on rambling on, and it's like, just be quiet, dude. You know, you're not making sense. He ought to stick to rapping. He's a good rapper.
I've never heard that.
But everything he does, he says, look, you have to presuppose the radius for everything. And it's like, and the main surveyor says, no, you don't. You know.
Well, it seems like
that's his answer. That's his answer for about everything. It goes down to you had to presuppose the globe. You had to presuppose.
It seems like
the
that
radius.
was your answer tonight with everything, Brad. That doesn't fit my model. That's not the way my model works. That doesn't work on my model. That's what you said all night.
I don't think I'm presupposing it.
Can't you let geometry, the foundation, like I was trying to say earlier on tonight, and then you build upon that foundation, and if your model doesn't sit on top of that foundation, then you need to reconsider your model.
You know what you should do is watch that video and see what Jeff said about that. He wasn't presupposing R. He didn't, he had some good answers for it.
He said that they took curvature account in plane surveying. What do you mean he didn't presuppose it? He did. He injected curvature where there is none mentioned by anybody.
Well, just watch the video.
Say that plane surveying is essentially done on a plane. Brad.
But anyhow, I'm going to have to leave. It's about 9 o'clock. I got to go. So.
All right.
It's been a good chat. Maybe I'll pick up with DP tomorrow or Saturday or something. I'll talk to you on Twitter tomorrow.
That's where all the cool kids hang out.
Yeah, definitely. See ya.
See you later.
See ya.
You ain't cool unless you're on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't go on that thread on Twitter. Anybody, don't. It's a horrible place.